Good morning, Lisa Chanel. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2019. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please have a seat. Before we begin our moment of silence, I want you to know that we celebrate Heroes for Heroes Day today. And what that means to us is that something terrible happened to America on September 11th, 2001. We are joined by Ms. Montgomery and Mr. Williams as they retell the events of that horrific day.
Good morning. I'm Kim Montgomery, the health teacher,
Good morning, I'm Coach Williams.
and we're here to talk a little bit about 9/11. First, what was 9/11? What happened? September 11th, 2001 started off to be a normal day for many. Men and women were going to work and children were just settling into their school days. The skies were crystal blue and the weather was perfect across much of the Northeast. All of the serenity that was felt as the day began came to a screeching halt when news of a horrific event that was unfolding hit the news waves. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. Shortly after, the second plane, United Airlines Flight 175, crashed into the South Tower at 9:03 a.m. At 9:37 a.m., another report came in. American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon. Finally, at 10:03, amidst the unbelievable chaos and fear that had swept across the nation, United Airlines Flight 93 crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. During this flight, the passengers attempted to take control of the situation that was taking place. It is speculated that the hijackers on board were headed toward the White House or the U.S. Capitol building.
This is a little bit about the rescue and recovery. Once the Twin Towers had fallen, the site became known as Ground Zero. Thousands of construction workers, first responders, and very brave volunteers met at this location to search for survivors. They created what is now known as the Bucket Brigade, which involved using buckets to remove debris from the huge pile of rubble that resulted from the collapse of the World Trade Center. Over the next several months, other companies contributed to the rescue and recovery efforts at this location. Cleanup was also happening at the Pentagon and at the Flight 93 crash site. Along with Ground Zero, it took days, weeks, and even months to extinguish all of the fires, clear the debris, and search for the survivors. It took a total of 9 months to remove 1.8 million tons of material alone from the World Trade Center site. As you can imagine, a great deal of money was needed to aid in this massive cleanup. Donations of both money and much needed supplies were given, as well as the precious time of volunteers. America became more united than ever. It is estimated that the property damage alone from the events of 9/11 was approximately $100 billion. Our economy suffered a loss of about $2 trillion. The lives of the innocent, however, was our greatest loss.
I would like to talk to you about some of the acts of heroism that were present on that day. We have a quote from President George W. Bush, who was at the Pentagon in 2008. He says, "One of the worst days in America's history saw some of the bravest acts in Americans' history. will always honor the heroes of 9/11, and here at this hallowed place, we pledge that we will never forget their sacrifice. Many heroes were present on September 11th, as well as in the days that followed. From everyday citizens to first responders, people decided that even though fear was looking them directly in the eyes, they were going to help, even if that meant that they were going to ultimately lose their own life. Here are some facts about those amazing individuals. On September 11th, nearly 10,000 emergency rescue workers were called to work and tried to help relieve the day's horrible events. There were more than 300 search and rescue and bomb detection dogs that joined those efforts. Of the 2,977 victims that were killed during these attacks, 412 of them were emergency workers in New York City. 343 were firefighters, 37 Port Authority of New York and New Jersey police officers, 23 New York City Police Department police officers, 8 EMTs and paramedics, 1 patrolman from the New York Fire Patrol, and the passengers on board from the flight that crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, bravely attempted to regain control of the plane, which ultimately crashed in an open field. So today, during our moment of silence, I'd like for you to really reflect on your day and remember those who have fallen before you and who have served our country.